We all hear talks of the mammoth making a return, but what about all those other extinct creatures that are way more dangerous? Yeah, they're bringing them back too. So without further ado, here are your top 10 terrifying extinct creatures scientists are trying to bring back to life. I'm your host Andrew, and let's get right into this list. Coming in at our number 10 spot, we have the Caspian Tigers. A team of scientists is hoping to bring back the Caspian Tiger, which is one of the largest cats ever to roam the earth. These beasts were generally smaller than Siberian tigers, but don't be deceived, because males could weigh up to 240 kilos and some adults grew up to 10 feet long, making them larger than most big cats seen today. The team's plan is to reintroduce them back to Central Asia, including Kazakhstan, using the Siberian Tiger, which is genetically similar to the Caspian Tiger. The scientists say that the Siberian tiger's phenotype proves adaptable to the arid conditions of the introduction site, and they have identified a promising site at the Ili River Delta and adjacent southern coast of Balkhash Lake. During their prime, Caspian tigers could be found in Turkey and through much of Central Asia, including Iran and Iraq. The Caspian tiger extinction was due to human activity, including poisoning and trapping, promoted by rewards in the former Soviet Union until the 1930s, as well as habitat loss caused by irrigation projects during the Soviet era, which destroyed the woodlands and reed beds that were critical to tiger habitat and caused the cat's prey to disappear as well. Although plans to reintroduce this beast are in early stages, do we really want to bring back more deadly creatures? I don't know about that one. At our number 9 spot, we have the Saber-Toothed Tiger. Now, with another tiger on this list, we have the Saber-Toothed Tiger, but you may know them best as Diego from Ice Age. The Saber-Toothed Tiger, also known as Smilodon, is one of the most fascinating and mysterious creatures of the past. With 11-inch long canine teeth, it's no surprise that they're one of the most fearsome predators during the Pleistocene era. Despite their intimidating appearance, the Smilodon's teeth were actually quite brittle and would easily break during combat. These beasts also weighed up to 600 pounds, which is roughly the same as a Siberian tiger, which are still out there today. One unique hunting skill of the Smilodon was to pounce on their prey from trees and then plunge their teeth into their prey's neck. They would then wait for the prey to bleed to death and then they would consume it. So why would scientists want to bring back the Saber-Toothed Tiger? Beats me. But considering our technology nowadays, it just seems that scientists will go ahead and just resurrect every extinct animal in history. Don't you think so? At our number 8 spot, we have the Siberian Unicorn. When we hear the word unicorn, we usually picture a magical creature with a single horn on its head. However, unicorns weren't always just part of our imagination. In fact, there was once a real-life unicorn that existed on this planet. Introducing the Siberian Unicorn. Unlike the majestic horse-like creature we imagine, the Siberian Unicorn had a large hump on its back, similar to a camel, and it also weighed around 4 tons and were pretty terrifying. This creature roamed the grasslands of Eurasia thousands of years ago, but sadly, they went extinct around 200,000 years ago. However, newly found bones suggest that they may have survived until 40,000 years ago. The biggest problem researchers faced when attempting to bring this creature back to life was that the DNA they used was a bit too old. However, in 2018, new technology allowed scientists to analyze Siberian unicorn DNA for the first time. While it's exciting to think about bringing an extinct creature back to life like a unicorn, it's important to consider why the Siberian unicorn went extinct in the first place. So we probably shouldn't bring it back. At our number 7 spot, we have the Gastric brooding frog. The Gastric brooding frog was an incredible species of ground-dwelling frog native to Australia. The species is notable for its very unique reproductive capabilities. Basically, the female would swallow her fertilized eggs, stop eating, and then allow the eggs to develop in her stomach until giving birth to fully formed frogs. Unfortunately, this frog is now extinct and was last seen in the wild in the 1980s due to the human introduction of pathogenic fungi. Despite its extinction, scientists are still studying this frog species in hopes of understanding its reproductive abilities. All the way at our 6th spot, we have the Mower Bird. The Mower Bird was a gigantic flightless bird that lived in New Zealand, weighing a whopping 510 pounds. Sadly, humans hunted these birds for their meat, causing them to go extinct somewhere in the 1600s. However, researchers at Harvard University have been able to reassemble the Mower Bird's genome and extract DNA from a toe bone in 2018. This opens up the possibility of bringing back the Mower Bird through genetic engineering. By using the DNA from a museum specimen of the bird and then implanting it into the egg of a living emu or kiwi. The Mower Bird was not the only extinct animal to be considered for resurrection through genetic engineering. In the hump of our list, we have the Daeodon. Meet the Daeodon, the mother of all pigs. This prehistoric creature was the size of a rhinoceros and had an impressive set of teeth. Daeodon lived between 29 and 19 million years ago, and its fossils have been discovered throughout the United States. Adult Daeodon had skulls that were about 3 feet long, and they stood at an impressive 5.8 feet tall at the shoulders. But what's in a name? If you like the sound of Daeodon, you're going to love its translation: hostile, destructive teeth. This is a fitting name considering just how impressive and dangerous its teeth were. In the past, Daeodon was known as the terrible pig. However, as people began to understand just how hostile and destructive its teeth were, a name was definitely necessary. It's just amazing to think about how big and powerful animals were millions of years ago, and the Daeodon is a perfect example of this. So, would it be a benefit to bring these guys back? I probably wouldn't want them. At a number 4 spot, we have the Tasmanian Tiger. Okay, I know this is like the 3rd tiger already on this list, but I swear, it's the last one. So, a US biotech company called Colossal Biosciences has announced its plan to bring back the Tasmanian Tiger back to Australia through de-extinction. The last of the Tasmanian tigers died in captivity in 1936, but Colossal Biosciences hopes to sequence the creature's genome and bring it back to life through bioengineering. The company has outlined a 10-step process that includes sequencing the creature's genome, computational biology, and establishing compatible cell lines for cell editing, as well as stimulating embryonic growth until it is ready for surrogate and eventual birth. Colossal expects this process to last a decade and plans to create a de-extincted Tasmanian tiger-ish thing that will eventually be dropped back into the wild. However, some researchers are skeptical of this whole plan, and ethical questions remain on how to handle the creature if it is successfully brought back to life. For those wondering if they are actually dangerous, the answer is not really. And most documents show that they're actually very shy and avoided humans at all times. But hey, look at how they open their mouth. Terrifying. Number 3, the Baiji. The Baiji, a type of freshwater dolphin, used to swim in the Yangtze River and was one of the few true river dolphin species in the world. The population began to decline due to China's industrialization, and by the end of the 20th century, there were possibly only 13 left in the wild. Despite preservation efforts made in 2001, the Baiji went extinct due to human activity. The Baiji was the only member of its mammal family and had highly developed sonar and reduced vision. Its extinction highlights the danger human industrialization poses to the natural world. Number 2, the Steppe Bison. The Steppe Bison was once a common sight on the vast steppes of Europe and Asia, a large shaggy-haired bovine that weighed up to 900 kilograms and had long horns a meter apart. Early humans relied heavily on this massive creature as a source of food, and its remains have been found in Neanderthal hunting campsites. But now, scientists are attempting to bring back this extinct creature through cloning. Since 2015, South Korean and Russian scientists have been working together to recreate the lost animal by attempting to clone a Canadian wood bison. Number 1, a woolly mammoth. Last but definitely not least, we have everyone's favorite extinct animal, the mammoths. These gigantic furry elephants with tusks have been extinct for a long time, but surprisingly not as long as previously believed. In fact, just 4,000 years ago, 1,000 woolly mammoths lived on Wrangel Island, which is a small island in the Arctic Ocean. Scientists are using remains of woolly mammoths found on Wrangel Island to bring them back to life using stem cell technologies. Woolly mammoths lived in cold climates, so many of their remains are intact, including a frozen woolly mammoth found in Siberia in 1997. Scientists plan to use their DNA from frozen specimens to merge with other animals like elephants. The extinction of mammoths, like many other animals, is primarily attributed to human activities like hunting and climate change. And really, we're just gonna have to wait and see if they actually do decide to bring these guys back. Well, these are the top 10 terrifying extinct creatures scientists are trying to bring back to life. What do you guys think about this list? Leave a comment down below and maybe a suggestion for some future videos. I'm your host Andrew, and be sure to click that like button, subscribe, and that bell notification so you never miss a future video again. Hope you guys have a scary day.